Hi, my name is NeEddra James. I am a second-year audio student. I'm also a mom, and I'm a career changer. Now, deciding to reboot my career, my professional life in my 40s, that was a very big risk. But I knew that I wanted to report audio features, produce audio documentaries, do radio interviews about the most pressing issues of our time, and I needed training to do that well. I applied to Berkeley and I applied to NYU. I was accepted at both universities. Let me tell you why I chose Berkeley. It was the school's career services manager, Betsy Raitt. I'm not joking. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm serious. Before accepting Berkeley's offer, I went to a bunch of information sessions, one of which was about life after the J School. The panel was a collection of current students, J School alums, some recent alums, and all were very transparent about how challenging it could be to get that first job, what the pay was like for entry-level positions, the hustle involved in freelancing. And then Betsy shared about her hustle, about everything she does behind the scenes to connect students to real opportunities and our required internships. Now, my internship, as a public radio kid who grew up in the Bay Area, I actually thought I would end up at KQED for my internship, but I was at KALW this summer and it was awesome. It was such a formative experience. My internship gave me a lot of room to learn about myself as a reporter and as a writer. I discovered through our daily practice of sharing news stories and discussing their significance that I'm really interested in reporting on infrastructures, particularly tech, legal, science, infrastructures that tend to be a part of extending systems of oppression. I also discovered that it's really hard to do this in short pieces. So I was thrilled to have an opportunity to pitch a larger or a longer feature story. At the time, my grandmother was very ill. She had been ill for a while, so we knew she was going to pass. And as a tech reporter, I got really interested in the relational implications of companion AI bots, chatbots that were being used for mourning. So during my time reporting on that, my life as a mom of two small kids made it really difficult for me to report on days outside of when I was in the newsroom. So I brought this up as like a structural challenge and an equity issue for working parents. And the team at my internship team over there, and my editor, they were all very understanding and flexible, and they all wanted to hear more about how we can continue to create a responsive and genuinely diverse newsroom. So I left KALW this summer with a 15-minute story about grief in the age of AI platforms. And I also left with more confidence in my editorial judgment, my ability to produce a show from start to finish, sharper editing skills. In fact, I have put all of that to work on a new show that I launched this fall called The Radio Show. It airs here bi-weekly. It's a news media analysis show. And everything I learned in my internship made it possible for me to do this and also contributed to my desire to do it. I've enlisted the help of my classmates as reporters and producers and photographers, directors. In fact, everything we've all honed here in our internships and at the J School has made it possible for us to do this. So supporting students, to get their hands dirty and to work on real stories with real stakes gives us a real chance to learn and an opportunity to actually develop the self-efficacy that we're going to need to navigate our careers in a very rapidly shifting political context that really demands ethical, smart, and caring journalists. So when you support students like me, please remember you're not just making an investment in one student. You're actually making a good faith investment in the future of real news and real journalists who want to keep the public informed and who want to hold power to account. So thank you in advance for your donation. It will ripple out far beyond this moment.